Imagine reaching into an old jar, a forgotten drawer, or a dusty box in the attic and pulling out a coin so dirty, so ordinary looking. We're diving deep into the most shocking U.S. coins hiding in plain sight that look old, worn, and worthless. These coins might be sitting in your pocket right now. Imagine holding a coin so mysterious, so rare, so unbelievably valuable that even the most experienced collectors freeze when they see one. A coin that looks old, dirty, worn, forgotten, yet hides a secret that could turn the tiny piece of copper into a treasure or even millions if the right era and condition come together. Today, we are talking about the 1964 era SMS Lincoln Penny, one of the most secretive coins ever released by the United States Mint, a coin surrounded by myths, rumors, confusion, and unbelievable prices. Stay with me until the end of this video, because what you are about to discover might be hiding inside your own old jar of dirty pennies. The story of the 1964 SMS Lincoln Penny begins with a mystery. In 1964, the United States Mint was under massive pressure. Silver was disappearing from circulation, coin shortages were affecting the country, and the Mint was experimenting with special mint set coins to replace proof sets for a few years. But here's the twist: the Mint never publicly announced a 1964 SMS coin. It shouldn't exist. It was never supposed to leave the Mint, and yet, a tiny number of 1964 SMS coins mysteriously left the vaults, including. And the values are absolutely jaw-dropping. A real 1964 SMS Lincoln Penny has sold for $30,000, $50,000, even $70,000, depending on condition. One example at high-grade shocked collectors when it crossed the auction block for around $100,000. Experts say that if a newly discovered era variety appears, especially a double die, misaligned die, struck through grease, or even a transitional satin finish anomaly, the value could push beyond $150,000, even threaten the $1 million range. And remember, this coin was never supposed to exist. That mystery alone pushes its value further and further each year. Now let's talk about errors, because the 1964 SMS penny becomes far more valuable when an error is involved. Imagine a coin with SMS features, but struck with a slightly rotated die. Imagine one with a doubled date or a doubled liberty. Imagine a coin with a struck-through cloth fragment that survived the Mint's experiment. Because the SMS dies were specially polished, any error stands out dramatically. Even a minor die chip or strike weakness can send collectors into a bidding frenzy. These coins were produced in such tiny numbers that any error could easily be one of a kind. And when something is one of a kind in the coin world, there is no limit to what a collector might pay. These errors don't just add value. The weight should be the same as a regular 1964 copper penny, but the finish is the biggest giveaway. Look for that smooth, satin surface. Look for those sharp, squared rims. Look at Lincoln's tie, his hair, the edges of the lettering. On the reverse, check the lines inside the Lincoln Memorial. They should look crisper than any 1964 penny you've ever seen. Look for those die polishing marks that shimmer under light, even on an old dirty example. These small details are what separate a regular penny from a six-figure treasure. One collector found what looked like an ordinary worn 1964 penny in an old envelope. It turned out to be an SMS example and sold for nearly $100,000. Another coin surfaced from a random mixed lot at an estate sale. No one knew how it got there. But that example later achieved a stunning auction price, shocking everyone. This is why every 1964 penny must be checked carefully. Lightning can strike anywhere. The 1964 era SMS Lincoln Penny isn't just a coin. It's a story, a mystery, a treasure hunt. A secret experiment from the Mint that slipped into the hands of ordinary people. And the idea that an old dirty penny in someone's pocket, someone's drawer, someone's forgotten coin jar could be worth hundreds of thousands or even millions keeps the excitement alive. It keeps every collector searching. It keeps the legend growing. Imagine holding an old, dirty quarter in your hand, a coin that looks like it has lived inside pockets, purses, boxes, and forgotten drawers for decades. The silver shine has faded, the surface is dark, the edges are worn. It looks like nothing special at all, just a 25-cent. The 1966 era Washington quarter dollar. What if I told you that this old, dirty coin might be hiding a rare mint error. What if the coin in your hand, the one you almost ignored, was actually one of the most valuable and sought-after error coins ever created during America's most chaotic coin production? To understand why the 1966 quarter can be so valuable today, we need to go back to the mint's nightmare in the mid-1960s. In 1965, the United States officially removed silver from dimes and quarters. The mint switched to a new copper nickel-clad metal, and suddenly everything changed. People began hoarding silver coins. The mint began running 24 hours a day. Errors increased, quality control slipped. Machines jammed, dies broke, plankets overlapped. And some of the strangest, most valuable error coins of the 20th century were born in that storm of pressure, the missing clad layer error. These 1966 quarters show a dramatic copper color on one side or both sides. Some look half silver, half copper. Some look like a penny with quarter designs. And some look so strange that most people think they're damaged or corroded, but these errors are extremely valuable. A complete missing clad layer on one side can bring thousands of dollars. A full two-sided missing clad layer example can reach into 5 figures. If you have an old, dirty 1966 quarter that looks reddish or copper-colored, do not throw it away. That dirty look might be the missing layer, one of the most valuable and eye-catching errors from this chaotic mint year. Another rare and extremely valuable error is the off-center strike. These coins show the design shifted dramatically to one side. A 5% off-center strike might bring a few $100s. A 20% off-center strike can bring several thousand. But a large off-center strike that still shows the full date, 1966, is extremely rare and highly desirable. A perfect large off-center with a visible date could easily hit $10,000 to $15,000. Combine that with a silver planchet, and you have a potential $100,000 and $1,000. Double strikes are even more dramatic. A double-struck 1966 quarter shows two overlapping images of Washington, two eagles, two dates, or a ghost-like doubling of the entire design. These coins look like they should have been stopped immediately at the mint, but during the chaotic 1960s production rush, many slipped through. A double strike can be worth thousands. A dramatic flip over double strike, where the coin flips between strikes, can bring tens of thousands. And if a double strike ever appears on a silver planchet, that coin would instantly become one of the greatest mint errors of the modern era, and could compete with some of the highest-priced error coins ever sold. Equally fascinating is the wrong planchet strike. This happens when a quarter is accidentally struck on a blank mint for another coin, such as a dime, nickel, or foreign coin. A 1966 quarter struck on a dime planchet is extremely valuable. The coin appears smaller, thinner, and the design is incomplete because the quarter dies are striking a planchet too small for them. These error coins have sold for thousands of dollars. And if a dramatic version appears deep strike, off-center, or double struck on a wrong planchet, the price could explode. The 1966 quarter can also appear on foreign plankets, especially because the U.S. Mint produced blanks for other countries during that period. A foreign metal error could easily reach a 5-figure price. A unique combination of foreign metal and major strike error could go far higher. Let's dive into the world of the most rare old dirty 2000p error Sacagawea Dollar that could change someone's life forever, the coin that so many people tossed aside, ignored, and treated like any ordinary golden dollar. But what if I told you that one of the dirtiest, oldest looking 2000p Sacagawea dollars sitting in the bottom of a drawer, a jar, or in change from years ago could actually be worth hundreds, thousands, or even over $1 million if it carries one of the ultra-rare errors that only a handful of people in the entire world? It all begins in the year 2000, when the United States Mint launched a brand new coin to honor Sacagawea, the Shoshone woman who guided the Lewis and Clark expedition. The Mint wanted this coin to be special. They wanted it to shine. A bright golden color, a smooth edge, a bold eagle on the reverse, and Sacagawea carrying her baby on the front. It was meant to be modern, beautiful, and unforgettable. But what nobody expected was that tucked inside this hopeful new beginning would be one of the most shocking minting disasters in U.S. history. One of these mule errors sold for $144,000, another for $192,000, and then one example exploded past expectations and hit over $250,000 in auction. But that's not even the wild part. Some experts believe that if a previously unknown example, especially a dirty, original, uncleaned one were to surface today, especially in high grade, it could break records and push into the $1 million range. Think about that. A coin someone thinks is worthless could be worth more than a Ferrari. But the magic of the 2000p era Sacagawea Dollar doesn't end with the mule. In fact, the year 2000 was filled with mistakes, production problems, and experimental materials that created a perfect storm for rare errors. The mint struggled with the golden finish. They struggled with the alloy formula. They struggled with pressure, plankets, and polishing. And all of that created a long list of rare and valuable errors that today, collectors pay shocking amounts of money for. And then there are clipped plankets, where the coin was cut from the wrong part of the metal strip, leaving a crescent-shaped bite taken out of it. These clipped errors can range from $100 to over $1,000, depending on how dramatic the clip is. Another shocking type is the struck-through error, where a coin is pressed with grease, cloth, metal shavings, or other foreign materials stuck between the die and the planchette. These can create wild patterns and missing details that collectors absolutely love. Depending on how dramatic the struck-through mark is, these coins can range from $200 to over $5,000, and let's not forget the double-struck errors, where a coin is struck more than once, sometimes rotated or off-center between strikes. These spectacular errors are extremely valuable. A dramatic double-struck 2000p Sacagawea Dollar can be worth $1,000 to $10,000 or more. But the biggest mystery comes from something many collectors whisper about: unreported mules, strange combinations that may still be hiding in drawers, jars, or pockets across America. Some experts believe more mule errors exist, but have never been discovered. That means an old, dirty 2000p Sacagawea Dollar sitting in someone's home right now could be one of these $1 million treasures.